Think you have sugar under control? Think again. Even to me, some of the sugar stats I read can catch me by surprise, and I thought I already knew a whole lot about sugar. I'm Kristen Tinker, food addiction and weight loss expert. Today I'm sharing super important information on sugar. Now, this information might just cause you to rethink how you're eating sugar and just how sugar might be working to sabotage your weight loss goals behind the scenes. Then I'll share a quick tip to keep your sugar in range each and every day. But first, the stats. The American Heart Association recommends that women get no more than 100 calories a day from added sugars. That's roughly about 24 daily grams of sugar, or a little over 6 teaspoons for women. While you might not think 6 daily teaspoons of sugar is that much, in fact, it translates to eating about 100 additional empty calories a day. So food with no nutrition. And if you need a reference point on how much sugar is contained and hidden in your food, here's a quick rundown of foods and drinks that contain roughly 100 calories, or again, 24 grams of sugar. 1 can of regular soda, that's 12 ounces. 1 cup of chocolate milk. 1 cup of sweetened yogurt, that's those flavored yogurts. 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 small glazed donut, 2 small cookies, 1 small candy bar, or 1 tablespoon of salad dressing or mayonnaise. Now, just for clarification, that's not all of those things combined. See, each one of those items contains about 24 grams of added sugars. Imagine that. You might just be eating 2 and up to 10 tablespoons of sugar daily, sometimes not even realizing that it's hidden in most packaged foods. And chronically high sugar is linked to lots and lots of different negative health outcomes, such as heart disease, diabetes, obesity, asthma, Alzheimer's disease, depression, some types of cancer like breast cancer, prostate, pancreatic cancer, gout, stroke, high blood pressure, liver disease, high cholesterol, tooth decay, obviously, and of course, even death. What's more, and equally important, those 24 grams of sugar also affect your hormones and the thinking patterns in your brain. See, we don't think about that, and most diets aren't going to teach you that information. But those dangerous body and brain effects of sugar are especially true when we get brutally honest that the average American actually eats about 126 grams of sugar daily, which is 5 times the recommended amount, and 31 teaspoons or 10 tablespoons of sugar each day. Oh my goodness. Maybe that's you, because most people don't even know how much sugar they're consuming because it's actually hidden in much of our food, even those seemingly healthy foods like juice, yogurt, whole wheat bread, nut butter, sauces, and more. Sugar adds calories, and calories do matter, but here's an even bigger issue that's happening. And again, this is something that we don't think about or talk about. But when you include sugar in your day over and over again chronically, your brain believes that sugar is significantly important to your survival. Your brain makes a note of the concentrated pleasure that sugar provides, and then it remembers that behavior as something that you should do all the time. Now, that's a dangerous scenario. What I mean by that is that sugar stimulates the release of the hormone and neurotransmitter dopamine in your prefrontal cortex, which makes you feel really good, super good. Then that same dopamine signals your pleasure center back here, the nucleus accumbens part of your brain, that motivates you to eat sugar again and again, and it encourages you to resist or avert your attention from healthy actions that might prevent you from eating that sugar. As you can imagine, your memory center, the hippocampus, also takes note of this situation, and it remembers how you got sugar, where you got sugar, and even the legitimate excuse for why you got sugar. Now you have a recipe to have very little resistance to eating sugar. I bet you this sounds familiar. Your brain remembers that intense pleasure. It believes that dose of sugar is critical to your survival, and it remembers how to get it, thriving on providing excuses that get in your way, legitimate excuses. Unfortunately, your brain also downregulates the effects of sugar. So you also have to eat more sugar to get the same pleasure. your brain literally thins out those receptors, and it even increases your thoughts about sugar, which just causes you to eat more of it. Those are the sugar cravings we talk about, which might also be disguised in cravings for things like chips, crackers, pizza, pasta, things that seem legitimate to eat. Those are actually just simple sugars. Seriously, over time, these behaviors and actions to eat sugar or even just those simple carbohydrates become less of a thought or a choice, and they become totally automatic as your thoughts and those happy hormones are just down-regulated each and every time. At some point, you don't even think about it. The concentrated pleasure is just what you do. Now, Starbucks is built on this model, but you're smarter than that. You have the ability to choose your thoughts and your feelings. You have free agency in your life. You're sovereign in your life, not a victim. If you're craving sugar this afternoon or this evening, please listen to your thoughts. Drink water, eat a healthy snack, a cucumber with hummus. Go do something fun, relaxing, or pleasurable. Now that's key. Choose a worthy pleasure that your brain remembers provides long-term happiness in your life, something that sugar and simple carbs can never, ever provide. Move your thoughts front and center. Listen to what you're saying to yourself from a non-judgmental perspective, and then consider how that thought is just driving you to eat concentrated pleasure, sugar, or simple carbohydrates. Now, a final side note about quitting sugar, which is frequently overlooked. Quitting sugar cold turkey can be tough. Remember that your brain creates an addictive cycle of craving, consuming, and down-regulating its effects. So your body and your brain can literally go into withdrawal when you stop sugar. Be prepared to slowly cut sugar and simple carbohydrates out of your diet to avoid headaches, fatigue, mood swings, and more. See, those are symptoms that are not from eating healthy foods that you might now start eating. Remember, a healthy diet does not make you sick. You are actually withdrawing from a sugar addiction, which is kind of similar to drugs. I know that sounds severe, and please know it happens routinely. So start slow, be reasonable, and keep in mind that swearing off of any food is unsustainable for most of us. I recommend a more moderate approach. If sugar and less healthy foods are a concern to you, make sure you mention this to your healthcare provider first. Then in the meantime, track that sugar intake and include less healthy foods or sweet treats by using decisions ahead of time with 24 grams daily as your limit. Know when you will include joy foods or drinks, how much you'll eat or drink, and in what circumstance, rather than just eating joy foods in a fog or with no awareness. Know how and when you'll eat it. But most of all, listen to your thoughts about sugar. Make a plan about how to include it and track that intake, only up to 24 grams. All right, good luck. Let's get after it.